with the circuit operation as well how the waveform is obtained in the half wave rectifier as well full wave rectifier we have discussed. Now we will go for the analyzation section. Okay, here we are going to derive the expression for DC current and voltage derivation for half wave and full wave rectifier as well RM current and voltage derivation for half wave and full wave rectifier. So first let us see DC or average current. So DC current or average current is represented by IDC and DC voltage or average voltage is represented as VDC. So now the instantaneous value of current and voltage of transformer secondary is given by, okay, we know that in the half wave rectifier we derived V is equal to Vm sin theta. The same way current is equal to I is equal to Im sin theta. What is this Vm? Maximum voltage, and current Im is maximum current. And we know that I is equal to V by R. So in the half wave rectifier circuit we are using a source, that is transformer. In that source resistance is represented by Rs. We are using a diode, single diode. So the diode forward resistance, that is represented by Rs, as well the load resistor RL. Okay, so Im is equal to V, generally I is equal to V by R. As per our circuit we are writing Im is equal to Vm divided by Rs plus Rf plus RL. Now generally in mathematically how we are going to calculate average value. So average value is equal to area under the curve over the full cycle divided by time period. Area under the curve over the full cycle divided by time period. Okay, so that first we will see about for half wave rectifier. Now the half wave rectifier we need to recall our rectified output. So only the positive half cycle we will get the output. So how we can calculate? IDC is equal to, because 0 to 2 pi, no, positive cycle, 0 to pi is positive cycle, pi to 2 pi is negative cycle, and we were aware about that during negative half cycle for half wave rectifier there will be no output. So IDC is equal to 1 by 2 pi into integral 0 to pi Im into sin theta d theta plus integral pi to 2 pi, it is 0. So after integration we applying the limit, okay, we will get Im by 2 pi. Integral of sin theta is minus cos theta, that is varies from 0 to pi, and it can be calculated applying upper limit minus lower limit. The IDC value, that is average current or DC current for half wave rectifier, is equal to Im divided by pi. And if you put pi value, that is 2.17, therefore you will get 0.318 into Im. Then for full wave rectifier, average voltage DC, the half wave rectifier. So here V is equal to actually I into R. Okay, since we are calculating the DC voltage, so we can write VDC is equal to IDC divided into RL. So already we calculated what is IDC, Im by pi. So we are substituting the value Im by pi. But we were aware about Im is equal to Vm by Rf plus Rs plus RL. And substituting the values. Here for the minimization or optimization of the expression, we are going to divide the numerator and denominator by RL. Therefore, VDC is equal to, we will get such a way. And here, the diode forward resistance and the source resistance are neglected because it has very less the value than 1. Therefore, if it becomes 0, we will get Vm by pi into 0 plus 1. So Vm by pi. If we substitute the pi value, the answer is 0.318 into Vm. This is for half wave rectifier. Parallelly, we can say that the load voltage or load current is 31.8% of the maximum AC input voltage or current. Okay. Then for full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier means automatically in our mind it will come that for both the cycles, that is positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle, our circuit will be in conduction. So the IDC can be, there is a value for 0 to pi as well, pi to 2 pi. So 0 to pi is I into d theta plus pi into 2 pi, it is I into d theta. We're substituting the values. Okay. But if you substitute straightly, we will get some little tedious derivations or expressions. So in order to minimize the calculations, we are going using a integral property. Okay, that is IDC is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into 2 into integral 0 to pi into ID theta. Okay, then we are substituting the value of I, integral, applying upper limit minus lower limit, we are getting the value IDC is equal to 2Im pi by pi. So for half wave rectifier we got Im by pi, since it is conduct only for one cycle, but for full wave rectifier it will conduct for 2 cycles, so that it is 2Im by pi. Okay, then for voltage, VDC is equal to IDC into RL, and we know Im is equal to Vm by Rf plus RL. So if you substitute this and considering the condition here, the load resistor will be very greater than Rs plus Rf. So automatically the Rs plus Rf value will be considered as 0. Therefore VDC is equal to 2Vm into RL by pi into RL. Okay. Finally, cancelling the terms, we will get VDC is equal to 2Vm by pi. It will be double of the half wave rectifier. So that is 0.319. Here we got 0.6361. Okay. Therefore, we can conclude in such a way that DC value of voltage current, average current and average voltage of full wave rectifier is 63.6% of the maximum input voltage or current. Okay. The next we will move to root mean square value of load current and voltage. Here root mean square value, since the representation is IRMS and voltage RMS, that is VRMS. Okay. So here first we'll go for half wave rectifier. IRMS is equal to root of 1 by 2 pi into integral 0 to pi I squared into d theta. So we know the value I, no? The circuit operation itself we have analyzed using a trigonometrical equation. Sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. We are reducing this equation in such a way. Then after integration, we are applying upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. So IRMS is equal to Im by 2. Okay. Then for full wave rectifier, then okay, load voltage, that is VRMS, as usually IRMS into RL. We know IRMS is equal to Im by 2 into RL, but we know Im is equal to, same substitution, divide numerator and denominator by RL. Already I told RF and RS value will be neglected because these values are very small. So finally we will get Vm by 2. Okay. Same for full wave rectifier. Here we have to keep it in the mind that 2 for positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle we are having the output. So we are for the in order to avoid the tedious calculation, we are applying a definite integral property, so that it will be right IRMS. Okay, then I squared IMS. Finally, the value is I squared m by 2, the whole root, right? So I squared 0.707 into Im. That means the root mean square value of current or voltage will be 70.7%. Okay. The load voltage V is equal to, so once you know the formulas, it's very easy to substitute and find out the answer. So we should be very clear that the voltage comes, we need to apply the condition, that is load resistance is very greater than the Rs plus Rf. Okay. Okay. So, as per the topic what we have discussed now, that full wave rectifier, half wave rectifier, we can expect the two questions that expect the question in such a way that explain the working of a full wave rectifier using two diodes with neat diagram. Also derive the expression for IDC and IRMS of a full wave rectifier. The next let's discuss about the ripple factor. So here the half wave rectifier will converts AC power to DC power. Okay, and this ripple factor is termed that this will be defined or explained quantitatively by the term. Okay, now gamma is equal to RMS value of AC component of output divided by DC component of output. That means IAC divided by IDC. Okay. Already we are aware about I squared RMS is equal to I squared DC plus I squared AC. Now from this I squared AC is equal to I squared RMS minus I squared DC. Now IAC. Okay, we have framed the formula. Therefore, the ripple factor can be defined by gamma is equal to root of IRMS by IDC the whole squared minus 1. Okay. Then for half wave rectifier, right? Therefore, the ripple factor for half wave rectifier is equal to what? 1.21. No, we know the value for IRMS, we know the value for ID. Already we have derived. And same way for full wave rectifier, IRMS value may differ Im by root 2 and 2Im by pi. Therefore, the ripple factor for half wave rectifier is equal to 0.48. That means 48.2%. So 12.1% is for half wave rectifier and 48.2% is for full wave rectifier. Then efficiency. So efficiency eta is equal to very important factor in the rectification. That is nothing but DC power delivered to the load divided by the AC input power from the transformer second. That is PDC divided by PS. But we know PDC is equal to I squared DC into RL. And PAC is equal to I squared RMS into RF plus RS plus RL. Eta is equal to I squared DC into RL divided by I squared RMS into RF plus RS plus RL. Okay. Same way for full wave rectifier. See what we have derived is formula. Efficiency of rectification. Eta is equal to what? Average square of average current into load resistor divided by RMS square of RMS current into RF plus RS plus RL. Now using this formula we are going to calculate the efficiency of half wave rectifier as well the full wave rectifier. Already we know about the values IDC, IRMS. Substituting, minimizing the equations, we will get the maximum efficiency of half wave rectifier is eta is equal to 40.6%. As well for full wave rectifier, we will get the efficiency as 81.2%. So this is the way we are going to obtain the percentage, that is rectification from one half wave rectifier. We are improving the efficiency of rectification from half wave rectifier to full wave rectifier, followed by that voltage regulation. So what do you mean by voltage regulation? So the voltage whenever the load is there, no load is there, the voltage regulation may vary, right? So for example you can take the fan. So whenever your regulator is using, the speed is varying as well. So we are considering the percentage of regulation is equal to no load, voltage of no load minus voltage of full load divided by voltage of full load into 100. Okay. So first we will go for half wave rectifier. So no load means that is DC voltage. Already we know that DC voltage is equal to Vm by pi. Full load means IDC into RL. Okay. Now we are substituting the formulas with the condition that RF is very greater than RS, therefore neglecting RS. So percentage of regulation is equal to, okay, R is equal to RF by RL into 100. So now if you assume that RF is equal to RL, the percentage of regulation is equal to 100%. Same way for full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier, we know the rectifier will conduct for both the cycle. So automatically the values will be twice of the half wave rectifier. Okay. Same procedure here. Only the parameter value is differ according to the circuit, that is full wave rectifier. Right. So 100%. Yeah. Then form factor. So the form factor is defined as the ratio of RMS voltage across the output to the average DC component. Can be written as Vrms divided by Vdc. So V is equal to IR. Therefore Vrms is equal to IRMS into RL. V is equal to IR. So VDC is equal to IDC into RL. Now the both numerator and denominator, the load resistor get cancelled. Therefore form factor is equal to IRMS divided by IDC. Now we are going to equate this form factor with the ripple factor. So the ripple factor can be expressed in terms of form factor. That can be gamma is equal to root of FF, that is form factor the whole square, minus 1. Now for half wave rectifier, form factor is equal to pi by 2. Okay. Then gamma is equal to 1.57 the whole square minus 1. So the half wave rectifier, the form factor value is 1.21. For full wave rectifier, the form factor value is pi divided by 2 into root. So that is value is 1.11. The same way, gamma is equal to root of 1.11 the whole square minus 1. That is equal to 0.482. Now let us discuss about transformer utilization factor. So transformer utilization factor is defined as the ratio of DC power available at the load resistor to AC rating of the secondary coil of a transformer. Okay. Can be defined by DC power delivered to the load to the AC power rating of transformer secondary. So it is PDC by PAC rate. Now again for half wave rectifier. So here we need to take care of PAC rated, right? So PAC rated is nothing but rated voltage of secondary transformer into RMS current flowing through the wind when substituting the value. So that for half wave rectifier we will get transformer utilization factor is 2 into root 2 by pi square. Substituting the pi value, the transformer utilization factor of half wave rectifier is 28.7%. For full wave rectifier, so we are aware about that the condition varies because the parameter value doubles because the full wave rectifier has the capability of conducting both the cycles. Therefore, the percentage, that is transformer utilization percentage, is 81.2%. So in the half wave rectifier, let's have a summary what are the derivations we have done. Okay, we'll compare here so that it is very easy to keep it in the mind. If the circuit operation is very clear, it's not a matter to derive all those things. Okay. So here IDC 31 is 0.6. So it's double the values. The efficiency shows very clearly. For half wave rectifier it is 40.6, but for the full wave rectifier it is 81 point. So these are the summary about half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, the DC voltage current, all these parameters. Okay. Hope everybody understood this rectifier concept starting from circuit operation up to the summary. Thank you so much.